Imagine you wake up 5 years from now and everything has changed. Not just the world, but your world. Maybe a global crisis hits. Maybe your personal life collapses. But whatever it is, whatever you leaned on in the past, your job, your savings, your safety net, is gone. No money, no work, no backup plan. What do? That's what I want to talk about today. Because it's all about providing value. Whether it's value for your community, value for your audience, value for your customers, or value for your team, your family. Because if you can't provide value in this world, you're not going to survive. You'll never be compensated. You'll be trashed. You'll be thrown into some fucking mechanical line somewhere, working like a drone bot for the rest of your life, or even worse, holding up a cardboard sign in the freezing cold. You see, your talent is constantly trying to bubble up to the surface. And that talent is really valuable if you sharpen it. And if you can't learn how to provide value in this world by sharpening your skill sets and your talents, and how to give that valuable thing to the marketplace, you'll just be a factory working type of person your whole life. Or even worse, a cardboard sign holder. And some people are okay with that. And this type of talk hurts their ears. But do you ever feel like this? Let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like the world doesn't really care if you make it? Well, guess what? It kind of doesn't. And there's no president, there's no corporation that you can work for, and no politician that's going to give you a good life. Nobody is going to say, here's a free ride. You actually gotta go get the shit. And if you want something, it actually belongs to the people who want it the most. The people who want it the most receive it. The ones who knock, open doors. The ones who seek, find. Okay? So you gotta have a relentless pursuit. If you don't go get it, look. The whole reason why I'm saying this is because how much pain do you want to tolerate in life? How long do you want to be a have-not? How long do you want to be wiped out or close to being wiped out every time an emergency comes up? How long do you want to be told what you can do and what you can and cannot have? How much pain do you want to go through in life? That's really what it's going to boil down to, because a lot of it is unnecessary. A lot of the pain that we humans go through could have been avoided or mitigated. But here's the punchline. We didn't really need to go through any of that pain to learn. We could have just learned from other people's experiences. We could have learned what to do and what not to do from the people who came before us. That's basically the best way to do it. Look at all the young people who spend more than a decade having to learn things the hard way. Why put yourself through something that you're going to regret later? Regret is a good thing. Or maybe it's not really a good or a bad thing, it's just a warning signal. And it's there to teach you, to tell you, hey, don't do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it again. It's real simple. Don't do dumb shit. Don't procrastinate, don't hesitate, and then kick yourself later for not doing what you wish you had done. That's the purpose of regret. So it's the same thing that Jeff Bezos says. The whole goal, well, he's such a geek, right, is regret minimization. But it's true. Whether he sounds like a geek or not, you better get over that cool shit. Because it's not cool to be broke. It's not cool to be a bottom feeder. And it's not cool to be a beggar. So what do we do in this situation? We do something. It's not that complicated. But human beings, we want to make things more complicated than they actually are. You see, some people hear this and they're like, well, how do I do that? Like, that all sounds good. Go after my goals and chase my dreams, become somebody in this world. But I feel far away from that. And I'm kind of comfortable where I am. Why expend so much energy? And what are some of the things that go through their minds? Probably like, it's too risky. What if I fail? What if it's taking too long to get there? What are people going to think of me? Those are the thoughts that trip people up. But none of that shit should be going through your mind, because there shouldn't be any other option. What if you fail? That's irrelevant. What will people think? irrelevant. It's taking too long, another irrelevant thought. All of this stuff is here. All those thoughts are there to slow you up. It's an invisible pitchfork that's pinning you to the floor. A demon that always gets in your way. To trip you up, to trap you up, grip you up, and smack you up. And you just keep letting it happen. There comes a time in life where you gotta say, bro, everything else is getting kicked to the curb. If you're not walking with me, you're standing in my way. I'm not gonna just sit here while everything else happens around me and starts popping off around me. I'm gonna start making things happen. I'm gonna start making things pop off around me. So what do? We do something. Anything. Sometimes that means just getting up, open your front door, go outside, go for a jog. Maybe that jog will jog your memory. Maybe it'll get your brain flowing with the brain-derived neurotropic factor. After you go for a jog or go for a walk, tonight do this. Write down 3 skills that you could be monetizing right now. Pick one. Pick one of those skills. Just focus on one. Tomorrow, when you wake up, spend an hour on that skill, improving it, sharpening it. And another way to do this is to write down every single last skill that you have. Take a good look at that list. Make some assessments. Make some connections of what you can do. And then make another list of questions that pop up. Find the answers to those questions. You might realize that you need to acquire more skills. You see, these days people don't think. They've had brain fog for so long, they can't even brainstorm ideas by putting them down on a piece of paper. Don't become one of them. Get your head out of the social matrix for a minute. Go travel to a different city, network with some other people. Or better yet, go travel to a different part of the world. Get the hell out of the tiny box that's keeping you trapped. You see, sometimes you gotta get a little mad. You might need to use that anger for a little while. Use it to spur you into action. See, the whole point is not to stay there forever. The point is to just get mad enough to take some action. To beat the odds that are stacked against you. To make a better life for yourself. A life that you can actually feel proud of instead of being ashamed of. You see, a lot of people, their problem is deep down, they feel ashamed of themselves. But on the outside, they try to project this little bit of confidence to cover it up. But you can't hide it. Your micro expressions are always going to tell the truth. So your actions are always going to speak louder than your words. So whatever it is that you're doing, that's what's going to matter in the end. Anything that I ever say in a video doesn't mean shit if I'm not doing anything. You got to do something, man. You gotta, and another thing is you gotta keep doing it. Keep doing it even when when it's hard. That's the time when it's most important to keep doing it, because you do it until it becomes fun. Because eventually you do something that's hard so much that it becomes easy, and then it becomes fun. Go after it, man. Get the best life you can possibly get, because guess what? Another thing that happens is unforeseen circumstances. They show up. Things are going to happen that you didn't plan for. Changes are going to occur. And if you're in a better position, you'll be more prepared for those tidal waves when they come crashing in. Now, here's how I want to nail my point down. I'm going to read you something from the book of Matthew 7:24. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, and yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain comes down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. So, the whole point is to prepare yourself. Build your foundation on a rock by providing value in this world with your talents. Because if not, it's going to be a bumpy ride. There's 2 types of people in this life. The ones who hear things and do nothing. And the ones who take heed, get off their asses, and take control. Which one are you?